The other day, I had the amazing idea to make a drawing with only Fineliners. Something I've done before, but this time, it was different. I want this piece to incorporate lots of buildings. You know, probably the most annoying thing to draw with Fineliners, because all the lines have to be perfectly straight or it'll look totally wrong. I genuinely do not understand how comic artists are able to do this so well. But today, I'm gonna try it. Let's start with the sketch. I took a ruler and did my best to make the perspective of the buildings look alright. But I'll be honest with you, my laziness when it comes to drawing any sort of architecture is immeasurable. I used no guidelines, no references. I was just eyeballing the entire thing and just hoping it doesn't look terrible. I don't know, we'll have to see how it turns out in the end. Also, this is totally unrelated to what I was talking about, but I have an Instagram account now, so go follow me. And since I find drawing architecture and buildings so boring, I needed to entertain myself somehow, so I added a dog and a cool guy with sunglasses into this picture. I really struggled with making the person though, because I was extremely indecisive when it came to how I wanted him to look. He went from having long hair to having short hair to having eyes to sunglasses. I'm pretty sure I redrew his lips at least 20 times. It was just a complete mess. But I eventually got it and I moved on to the dog, which I was also really terrible at drawing today for some reason, which is not usually the case, but whatever. Now usually at this stage I'll start to rush so I can get to the inking, which is fun. But this time I was actually patient for once in my life and blocked out in pencil where all the shadows would be. Which is an extremely crucial step that I should, I don't know, maybe not be skipping all the time? Possibly. It certainly would have helped in the past if I had used this before. But even this step could not fix my inability to draw clothes. I am really terrible at drawing clothes. What is this? What is this? I'm gonna come back to that part later, and I'm gonna move on to the buildings. Funny story, I did not go back to the clothes later. I went right to the buildings and delayed working on the clothes until it was too late. You'll see what I mean later. What am I doing? This building just looks really wacky now because I didn't use a ruler on the lines in here, and I knew it would happen. And I just didn't listen to myself when I said I knew it would happen. I think it's probably fine though. It's not that bad. I wanted to really test my limits with this art piece and go for a completely different style than I usually do. I was really trying for the comic art style, and I think I succeeded to an extent. These clothes will be the death of me. Okay, so I laid out where all the shadows will be, and now I just go over it with Fineliner. This was by far the most fun part of the drawing. I started off with the German Shepherd. I've actually never completed a piece that has a German Shepherd in it. I've made like 2 other ones and I've abandoned them both. I then moved on to the guy with sunglasses, and the clothing situation has only gotten worse. What have I done? And I got so frustrated that I just colored the entire shirt in and went over a bit with Posca markers. I sort of fixed it. I'm gonna have to go over with more acrylic paint later, but it looks better now? A statement said with true confidence. Other than that incident though, the dog and the dude with the sunglasses were actually the 2 easiest parts of the inking process. So as soon as I was done with those, I was on to the actual scary part. Buildings. Ooh, so terrifying. It started off okay. My lines were a little shaky, but I got the hang of it soon enough. Until I'm actually so annoyed right now. The pen slipped out of my hand and made this mark, which like, you can't really tell it's there, but it's still super annoying. And I don't like it. And I spent so long on it, and now it has this thing on it. I hate these things. I added some lines and triangles to kind of cover up the mistake, but I'm still mad at it. I think it looks okay though. Looking back at this situation now, I see that this was more of a minor inconvenience, but at the time I was absolutely furious. I did not plan for those lines to be there, and I did not want them to be there, you know what I mean? So I took a little break, ate some food, and got right back to work. There's only 1 building left. I'm halfway done, but it's just taking forever. And after an hour or so, I added some finishing touches, and the piece was complete. Subscribe for more art stuff. Wow, that was a terrible outro.